What do you want? I got vodka, Kool-Aid. I got a little weed. You want to smoke some weed? No? Okay, fine. Well, I'm going to sit down then because I'm tired and I should probably be dead. Oh, no, I should be dead. Look at me. I look like the crypt keeper. I'm going to sit down. Give me a second. It's going to take a minute. Yes. Hey, question. Do you like the carpet? Yeah, it's new. Yeah. Went down to the store and I said, give me the gayest shade you got. They said, it's called Tapioca Sunrise. I said, wrap it up. And then my sister came over and she, oh, okay, fine. We'll talk about real shit. What kind of real shit do you want to talk about, huh? Oh, why did I do it? Wow. I've never been asked that one before. I don't know, because I had to. There was nobody out there talking about gay shit, so I thought, hey, why not me? Yeah, I remember my first rally. I was up there screaming and yelling and saying lots of stuff like, we are gay people. And we are dying. And we will not be shat on anymore. We were living in a plague. Shit. We're still living in a plague. Are you sure you don't want any weed? In 1981, gay men across New York City began to mysteriously fall ill. In 1982, playwright Larry Kramer gathered 100 of these men into his living room to discuss the issue of gay cancer, later to be known as AIDS. The 80s were rough. Larry made a lot of noise, and people criticized him harshly for it. But because of Larry, AIDS medication got better, and people stopped dying. However, today, the United States has the highest AIDS mortality rate than any other developed country. We cannot stop fighting AIDS. We have to keep protecting ourselves against AIDS. And we need people like Larry Kramer to keep on screaming. In Love and Anger, The Life of Larry Kramer, directed by Gene Calamusto. What else do you want to know? Oh, my childhood. Okay, that's easy. I was very lonely, very shy. I used to lock myself in my bedroom and I would play these Broadway LPs. And I would sing and I would dance and I was just like Ethel Merman, but with a dick. So I was Ethel Merman. Now, that was my first gay experience. My first experience came when I was a sophomore in high school with, hey, you like records? I love records. I'm gonna put on a record. So my first gay sex, right? It happens with this boy I met when I was a sophomore in high school, and while it was he who had suggested it, it was I who had incited it. I did so by telling him about this dirty story I read somewhere, and he was like, oh, we should do that. And I was like, okay. You like Bernadette Peters? I love Bernadette Peters. Gayer than the carpet, I'm putting it on. Yeah, and then a couple weeks later, I ran into that same boy with a bunch of kids from school, and they were making fun of me and calling me a faggot. And that really hurt. So I went home, and I did a very reasonable thing. I ate 200 aspirin. And when I woke up, I realized that it's okay to love yourself for whatever you are. Okay, that's it, my whole life. Wrap it up, go home. Yeah. Figured you want to talk about faggots. Everybody wants to talk about faggots. Faggots was this book I wrote, not because I hated myself, but because I hated everybody else. Because everybody was fucking everybody, and I was mad about it. And people were mad at me about being mad. You know, mad about bath houses, and mad about meat racks, and mad about fist fucking. Can I say that? Can I say fist fucking? No? Good. Fist fucking! It's like the gay culture has this lack of morality because we're constantly trying not to be heterosexual, so we're doing it by fucking millions of men. I don't get it. Hey, I know you said you didn't want to smoke any weed, but I want to smoke some weed, and this is my house, so I'm going to smoke some weed. Yeah. That was around the same time that scary article came out, you know. 40 gay men found with rare cancer. Scared just about anybody who read it. Scared me the most because it made me think that maybe I was right. Maybe everything I'd been preaching about was coming true. Because soon, I don't think I want to smoke this anymore. I don't want to smoke that anymore. Soon, the hospitals were just full of these sick people who were sitting there in their own shit, starving to death because the nurses and the doctors wouldn't look at them, wouldn't touch them because they were afraid they were going to catch it. And we had no idea what it was. All we knew is that we had nobody. Nobody. Because nobody wanted to accept the fact that two gay men could cause cancer, that two gay men in love could kill each other. Kill each other. So we had to tell them. We had to tell all those gay people who didn't want to listen, we had to say, pay attention. Pay attention, because if you don't start paying attention, everybody, every gay person will be wiped away. It's genocide. And if this was happening to straight, white, middle-class people, this wouldn't be a problem, but it wasn't. It wasn't. It was happening to faggots and Negroes and spics, and that's wrong. That's wrong. Because we're human beings too, right? We have blood. We have heartbeats. We pay fucking taxes. Nobody can. Not the media, not the government. I tell you something right now. I'll tell you something right now. Nobody wasn't scared of me. Because I would scream, and I would yell, and I would get mad. I would get so mad, but I had to get mad. I had to get mad because nobody was getting mad. All they wanted to do was talk. I was done talking. I had to scream. No, I'm fine. I told myself I wasn't going to tell you this. But then I have a memory that I'll never forget. I was working at this memorial service, and I was handing out these balloons, and I was telling everybody to write their loved ones' names on these balloons and just set them free, just shout their names and let them go to heaven. And the air was full of all of these balloons and all of these names. Jack, Alex, I'll never forget you, Richard. You'll always be in my heart, Jonathan. It made me weep. It made me think that we were being allowed to die, because we weren't very well liked. Yeah, medicine came, yeah. People stopped dying, but the fucking never stopped. Everybody just kept fucking everybody because they thought, hey, we have these medications. Hey, if I get AIDS, I can live an extra 20 years, but why would you want that? Why would you want AIDS? I don't get it. I don't understand. We are more than our dicks. There is more to being gay.